But in this ayah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling the believers to hold on to two things. One is the circumcision of the boy. Hold on to that. Because that is actually the millah of Ibrahim, not baptism. Not baptism. Number two, hold on to the deen of Ibrahim, because they're saying this is the deen of Ibrahim. That's not the deen of Ibrahim. The deen of Ibrahim is the 8th day. The boy, he is circumcised. And you have some Muslims, sometimes some Muslims will think, well, it's not really a big issue. I mean, you could or you couldn't. It's down to the person. No, it's such a big issue. Allah mentioned in His book. It's such a big issue. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made the difference between baptizing and circumcision. He made the difference in His book to say, no, don't do it. Do circumcision. Circumcise your boys. Hold on to the religion of Ibrahim. Because usually what's going to happen when people think and people see a boy, if he goes to a school where there's unbelievers there, and the necessity comes where he has to shower, and they see that he disrobes and that he's circumcised. In countries that they don't have that as a policy, they're going to immediately assume he's either Jewish or he's Muslim. Because those are the only two people that they know of that practice circumcision for their boys. So hold on to this religion of Ibrahim. This is the female's stamp from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is more visible because of the hijab that she wears and such. But the male's stamp is more hidden, and it is more of a secret between him and Allah. There's more of an intimacy there between him and Allah. And so hold on to that. Hold on to that stamp. Hold on to that religion. So when you meet Christians, if you mention this ayah to them and about infant baptism, Anglicans won't know what you're referring to. Baptists won't know what you're referring to. Methodists, Baptists, Anabaptists, all these ones, they won't know what you're talking about. Because at this time, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent down the revelation, Protestant Reformation hadn't happened yet. Protestant Reformation happened in the 1400s. So the Protestant Reformation hadn't happened. So everyone throughout the Christian domains practiced this. Everyone. Imam Ibn Al-Jawzi rahimahullah, he then says, quote, Allah the Exalted then says, قُلْ أَتُحَاجُّونَنَا فِي اللَّهِ وَهُوَ رَبُّنَا وَرَبُّكُمْ وَلَنَا أَعْمَالُنَا وَلَكُمْ أَعْمَالُكُمْ وَنَحْنُ لَهُ مُخْلِصُونَ أَمْ تَقُولُونَ إِنَّ إِبْرَاهِيمَ وَإِسْمَاعِيلَ وَإِسْحَاقَ وَيَعْقُوبَ وَالْأَسْبَاطَ كَانُوا هُودًا أَوْ نَصَارَى قُلْ أَأَنْتُمْ أَعْلَمُ أَمِ اللَّهُ وَمَنْ أَظْلَمُ مِمَّنْ كَتَمَ شَهَادَةً عِنْدَهُ مِنَ اللَّهِ وَمَا اللَّهُ بِغَافِلٍ عَمَّا تَعْمَلُونَ تِلْكَ أُمَّةٌ قَدْ خَلَتْ لَهَا مَا كَسَبَتْ وَلَكُمْ مَا كَسَبْتُمْ وَلَا تُسْأَلُونَ عَمَّا كَانُوا يَعْمَلُونَ. Say, are you disputing with me about Allah while He is our Lord and your Lord? We have our deeds, you have your deeds, and we are sincerely submitted to Him. When the Exalted One said, are you disputing with us about Allah? Ibn Abbas said that what's intended is that the Jews of Medina were being referred to and the Christians of Najran. The dispute had to do with the deen. The Jews were saying, we are the people of the first book. And it said that the Jews manifested the worship of idols first. So it was said to them, you claim that you are worshippers of Allah and Allah alone, but we worship Him sincerely. But you did not manifest the true worship throughout all time. Rather, you fell prey to the worship of idols. And when the Exalted One says, and we have our deeds and you have yours, most of the scholars of tafsir say this is referring to the fact that this was to be a time of amnesty, where no matter what the children of Israel did, there was to be no fighting. This judgment was later abrogated by the verse of the sword. Surat At-Tawbah, the 9th Surah, ayah 5. Now Allah moves on further from Surat Al-Baqarah, the 2nd Surah, ayah 139, when he says, or do you say that Ibrahim, Ismail, Ishaq, Yaqub, and the tribes were all Jews and Christians? Say to them, do you know more, or is it Allah that knows best? Who is more oppressive than the one who conceals the witness in his sight from Allah? Allah is not unmindful of what you do. That was a nation that passed away from before. They have what they have earned, and you shall have what you have earned. And you will not be asked regarding what they used to do. Surah Al-Baqarah, ayat 140 to 141. So when the Exalted One says, or do you say that Ibrahim and Ismail, all the way to the end, the reason for this being revealed is that the Jews of Medina and the Christians of Najran, they said to the believers, indeed, the prophets of Allah, they were from us, from the children of Israel. They were upon our religion. So this ayah was sent down. The meaning of the ayah is that Allah has taught us and knows best, truly, the religion of the prophets. And no one knows better than Allah about their religion. As for the different qira'at, Ibn Kathir, Nafi' and Asim and Abu Amr recite Am Yaquluna with a ya. Ibn Amir, Hamza, Kisa'i and Hafs and Asim recite Am Taquluna. So the discussion, are you debating or disputing with me about Allah? Say, do you know best, as it is at the end of the ayah. What's being referred to is the testimony that they had among them. And what was the testimony which they had concealed? There are two things. One is that they were concealing the testimony that Allah the Exalted had given them the testimony to Ibrahim and those who believed with them that they were to be called Muslims, but they concealed this. This is mentioned by Al-Hasan and Zayd ibn Aslam. Secondly, they concealed Islam. And the description of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and they know that he is a prophet, and they know that his deen is Islam, as is stated by Abu al-Aliya and Qatada. The Exalted One then says regarding this matter further, سيقول السفهاء من الناس ما ولاهم عن قبلتهم التي كانوا عليها قل لله المشرق والمغرب يهدي من يشاء إلى الصراط مستقيم وكذلك جعلناكم أمة وسطا لتكونوا شهداء على الناس ويكون الرسول عليكم شهيدا وما جعلنا القبلة التي كنت عليها إلا لنعلم من يتبع الرسول ممن ينقلب على عقبيه. The ignorant ones from the people will say, what has turned them away from the Qiblah which they had previously been established on? Say, Allah possesses both the east and the west. He guides who He wills to the straight path. Surah Al-Baqarah, ayah 142. When the Exalted One says, the ignorant ones from the people will say, there are 3 points that need to be remembered. One is that the Jews were being referred to in this ayah primarily, as said by Al-Bara ibn Azib, Mujahid, and Sa'id ibn Jubayr. But number two, it was also referring to the people of Mecca, as stated by Abu Salih from Ibn Abbas. The third group referred to were the hypocrites, as narrated by As-Sudai from Ibn Mas'ud and Ibn Abbas. Remember that you may wonder how it can be that all of these people are being referred to, when it is very well possible that all of these can be referred to, because the ayah was sent down regarding the change of the Qiblah, which they all became familiar with and came to know about. The ignorant ones being mentioned, when they say what has turned them away, meaning what has caused them to change their Qiblah. Because originally the Muslims had been facing ul-Maqdis in their prayer. Now the ulama differ in how long the Prophet ﷺ had been facing ul-Maqdis after his coming to Medina. They differ about this affair. And there are some 6 points to consider with regard to this. One is that it is 16 months or 17 months that he did so, according to Al-Bara ibn Azib radiyallahu anhu. Secondly, some say it's 17 months, according to Ibn Abbas radiyallahu anhu. Thirdly, it said 13 months, as said by Mu'adh ibn Jabal radiyallahu anhu. Fourth, it is between 9 and 10 months, as said by Anas ibn Malik radiyallahu anhu. Fifthly is again 16 months. And sixthly is 18 months. Both statements being narrated from Qatada. Now, the question that may be asked by someone is, was the facing of ul-Maqdis merely facing a direction from prayer as he was doing, or was he told to do this in revelation? There are 2 points with regard to this. One is that it was by the command of Allah the Exalted and His revelation to do so, as said by Ibn Abbas and Ibn Jurayj. Secondly, it's that it had to do with his personal practice and position, as said by Al-Hasan, Abu al-Aliya, Ikrimah, and Al-Rabi'. Qatada said, the people at that time were facing whichever direction they wanted, due to the statement, and to Allah belongs the east and the west. Surat Al-Baqarah, ayah 115. Then he, sallallahu alayhi wasallam, ordered them to face Bayt al-Maqdis.